Just slight technical difficulties. And as I like to mention, it's not the technology that's faulty, it is the technician, me. Hit the wrong live stream, which is why I'm late. Hey, Selma. Hey, Trending. Trending, are you up really, really late? Or are you up really, really early? Get away from trending. Selma says hi to Trending. So I hope you guys have had a good weekend. Hey, Lee. He says, great fun earlier, Yogi. It was a good time. A lot of laughs. We had a good group of people. Great group of people who showed up. We're going to see if we can make an hour tonight and wrap things up. You had a good weekend, Lee? I thought maybe we might do some reading. If there's anything in particular anyone wanted, any particular poetry. Not me. My internet started over. Not sure for how long. Hey, our friend MVP Fishing is up live. He's a good guy. I got him up and running right now. He was having some difficulties with some of his mods or deleting people and doing some devious stuff behind his back, what he told me. Hey, Sniper. Hey, Michael. Poetry sounds good. Who do you want to hear? Hey, Phoenix. Our friend Enchanted Phoenix is here. So I got a book of Romy nearby. Give me a second, guys. Let's see. Let me see what books I got. I got my own books. Somewhere, I don't know where they are. Don't let Cat hear that, guys. Don't tell Cat that I said that. Oh, speaking of which, there's Cat. He's coming up live. This is an unexpected surprise.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, but I feel like I got stood up.
By who?
I don't want to say.
You could say, because I know it's not me. Because I remember the last thing I said to you was, if you wanted to, if you had time, to let me know.
And I said, I will. I was confirming right then and there. I will have time.
Okay. I took it as totally different.
Your ears are really cute. Maybe you need to clean them a little bit, though.
Well, no, I did hear you, but I took it the wrong way. I took it as I will let you know.
That's funny.
It's true though.
Hmm.
I can make it up for you. Make it up to you.
How's that?
You want to hear a poem?
No, I don't want to stay. I mean, I'm
No?
going to stay, but I want to stay and chat.
Oh,
I just wanted to
okay.
give you a hard time and tell you I love you and I missed you.
I
And
miss you
oh,
too.
I was sitting here and I was looking at myself, so I put on like I was doing a short just to see how I looked, and so I made a video. So thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. I can't wait to check out the video.
Maybe you know Spanish. Maybe you'll understand what's being said because I have no clue.
Um,
I might need to take it down. You'll let me know, right?
well, I don't know Spanish, but hey, we can ask Soma, our resident Spanish expert, to check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
If I know
I'm
she was
pretty
here
sure it was.
earlier. Hey, Runner Boy.
Hi, RB.
Sniper says he missed you, Cat and Jack.
Where'd I go?
He just missed me. Was he in? Was he in this morning?
Maybe not. All my mornings run into each other.
Right.
High school sniper. I always enjoy seeing you in the morning.
Yep.
All right, I am going. I'm leaving you now.
Okay.
Goodbye forever.
I appreciate you giving me the hard time. I'm still going to read your poem in the chat.
Okay, sounds good. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. You ever have someone give you a hard time about something and you feel just as good as if they had not given you a hard time? That's the magic of special people in our lives. Hey, Dan. Hey, Sissy. Hello, beautiful sister, Cat and Jack, says Sissy. Who speaks Spanish? I know Selma does, but I don't think Selma is here right now. Runner Boy, how soon do you leave? You got like what, a week left? 2 weeks? 150K. Oh, you're ready. You're ready to climb a mountain, my friend. Snipper says, busy night tonight. 1.K in chat. I'm in a mouth this evening. I can understand that. Hey, Lucy. Guys, you know I would never stand Cat and Jack up. Lucy says, bye, Cat. Love you to pieces. Let's see. Runner Boy says, I just posted my squat PR video. Yogi, yeah, 2 weeks or less. I'll check out the video. Hey, you want to drop a link to it, Runner Boy? Really send some love to Lucy. All right. I told Leah I was going to read some poems, and I told Cat. Pick a page between 1 and 85. Thanks, Runner Boy. Hey, Lexi. Lexi says, thank you, Yogi, for the breath work. You're welcome, Lexi. Anytime. We can do some more in a little bit. Runner Boy said 1. I knew I should not ask Runner Boy. 1 and 44. This is page 44. Hold on. I'm going to see what book I want to read from first. Not that I'm being overly. Sorry, guys. I am being a little selective. This is from Celebration of Spirit, Poems, Prayers, and Invocations, page 44. Nope, 43. I'm going to go to page 45 because page 44 is blank. My prayer. I pray for my heart so it may be grateful. I pray for my eyes, may I see the unseen. I pray for my ears, to God's song may I listen. I pray for my soul, that I become more aware. I pray for my friends, may I love them more deeply. I pray for strangers, may they soon become friends. I pray for the world, may we live in peace as one nation. I pray in gratitude, God, thank you for the love that you send. The invocation is gratitude is the greatest of all prayers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just like saying it 3 times. Let's see. Page 41, 4th paragraph. Page 41, 4th paragraph. I hold my longing as a prayer. My heart yearns quiet faith. Time curves through mystery sweep. I wait only for you. I'll read the whole poem, actually. The poem is called My Longing as a Prayer from Dancing Molecules. I hold my longing as a prayer. I cherish it and gather it close. It is a thread that sews through time and binds me to you, you to me, life after infinite life. Time is an intimate friend. We dance through it as a song. What I long for longs for me. We are dreams fulfilled within one another. I hold my longing as a prayer. My heart yearns quiet faith. Time curves through mystery sweep. I wait only for you. Poems. I didn't know that, Sniper. Sniper says every 49th letter in the Old Testament spells out Torah all through the book. Lots of little mysteries in the Old Testament. "44 backwards. So you want me to read it backwards, or you want me to stand backwards when I'm reading it? And it says, I sometimes fall asleep during Yogi's evening live streams, Shirley. Thank you, Kat. Kat said that was really beautiful. Anna says, yes, it is, Kat. You're not the only one that falls asleep, Anna. I kept joking I was gonna get stickers made. I fell asleep in Yogi's live. I believe Sniper's fallen asleep. I know Kat's fallen asleep before. Vamps has fallen asleep. Bumblebee T has fallen asleep. Eric LaPointe has fallen asleep. Sniper says in the New Testament, the words fear not can be found 365 times, one for every day. I knew that fear not was in there quite a bit. I didn't know 365. Skits says, good evening, you superstars. What's up, Skits? Lexi says it really helped me out. Hey, Lexi, do you remember what breath work we did? Kat says, it's your gift. Making people sleepy. You know what? Yogi Cam. It's not a bad gift to have. You know? I guess it's a better gift than keeping people up all night. Kat says, oh, you're talking about something else. I missed that. What do you think we were talking about, Lucy? Shirley says, Anna, we need Yogi to put out 8-hour videos to help us sleep. You know, Toy Pups suggested that as well. Actually, I don't know how to make something She was talking about doing a loop. I don't know any of that technical stuff. Kat says we can all hang out in a big tent, a yurt. We've talked about this. It's got to be a yurt. And you can talk to your heart's content as we all nap. Says go live 24 hours so we can have a sleep off. Sissy says it's the tone that is so relaxing. Zephyr says Cat and Jack, that's what I meant. Man, if we had a tent though, we'd also have a bonfire. If we had a bonfire, you knew we would paint ourselves blue. We would duct tape antlers to our head, and we would dance around while Squirrel played the bongos. I don't know why I nominated Squirrel to play the bongos. It just seemed like he'd be the man to go to for that. Sissy says, yes, what Yogi said. About painting ourselves blue? Lucy says, I thought you were talking about being boring to people, but you're not boring, you're amazing. No, thank you, Lucy. But it's a very touching comment. You see, I knew Sniper had bongos. I had some in my 20s. It was given to me as a birthday present by a couple friends who pitched in to get them because of my fondness for beat poetry. Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg, Ferlinghetti. Kat says, so I like the drum part, but not the naked blue dancing. Goes hand in hand. It says, I'll grab my bong, Squirrel. Sissy says, and do reenact a stomp performance with coolers and sticks for drums. I'm in. Hey, Nightmare. What's up, my friend? I should say, what up, what up, what up, Nightmare Post, my new what up friend. I never knew how to pronounce that. The Digrido, Australian instrument, right? Some of my father's attic is a saxophone. Hey, RW. Guys, if Fletchy's still here, we might do some breath work. What up, yo? Is there any poetry from some of you guys' favorite poets that you want to hear? A little bit in a reading mood, if anyone wants. I'm in a reading and discussing mood. You know, to read something and then we could discuss it. But totally up to you guys. That doesn't help me, Kat. You got to spell it out. It's good phonetically. I couldn't even remember how to say phonetic. It is phonetic, right? Dirja. Is it Dirja? Dirji? Dirjadu? Shirley says, Skits, I had a wonderful day, and you know why. RW, how you doing? I would seriously probably paint myself blue and dance around a fire. All right, how about if we leave the painting yourself blue as completely optional? But I do think you got to duct tape antlers to your head. Or actually, because of Sissy, now it's got to be Gorilla Tape. RW says it's doing great. Zipper says, no globe spine round, no orb defined, just around a boundless mind. No shape to hold, no edge to find, the earth a thought uniquely kind. And space, It's not the starry deep, where silent and lonely secrets sleep, but whispers close, the words we keep, the distance held from me to you. That was beautiful. Sniper, I think that you should be posting your poems on your page. Nightmare says, "Man, YouTube is ever changing, hard to keep up." What change are you referring to? Hey, Lexi, are you still hanging out with us? Cat says, "Squirrel Sniper, are you open to a trip to America to discuss our yogi camp?" Would be fun for Sniper to head on over. Michael says, "How's it going, Yogi?" It's good, Michael. How are you? Skid says, "It makes me happy to hear that, Mom Shirley." Nightmare says, "Just noticed it says visit community on some people's channels. Not sure what it is yet, but I'll check it out." Um, Interesting. Does it say it? Does it say it for mine, or does it have a warning? May cause sleepiness. Hey, somebody, really? Thank you so much. I appreciate those jewels. Sniper says, "Cat and Jack have a clean record sheet." It's definitely possible. So we just got some jewels from Nobody Really, CS. I love his description. Spreading kindness and positivity. Rap and fishing with a side of curiosity. Once in a while, I breathe air. It's been a while. It's been a little while since you've been here. I wanted to chat because I remember you had the list of goals. This is man, you made some big progress since 2024. Well done, my friend. Get a yes, sir. Cap says, "I saw a sign today. I thought it was funny. Caution, church ahead." What church was it? Somebody really says, "Here's a commercial." Where did that go? Take 1 second out of the day and hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment and please hit the like button. Your support is appreciated. You got it, my friend. Appreciate you always working out and staying positive. You're welcome, my friend. So there are times, interesting to think of, that I am not always positive. However, I do believe that I'm always kind. Always. Um, so even to myself, even in less positive moments, when I might not be, in that positive mind frame, I'm still kind to myself. Um, I am always forgiving. I'm really happy. The fruits of my practice are in effect to a large extent. Not perfect, but better. Makes me wish I started sooner, and I started pretty soon. Imagine a lifetime. I don't think it actually has to be. Course of Miracles is 365 lessons. You do one a day. in a year. Doesn't mean you're done with the course. Sort of. The key is, of course, there's really no such thing as a Course in Miracles. It's not a thing. It's not a church. It's not an entity. It's a training program. And like all training programs, eventually you put it all aside and you live your life with grace, with kindness, and with forgiveness. Kat says, just another church. They're on every corner around here, particularly Baptist, though. Skid says, Yogi, can I drop a link? Yep, Skids, you never even have to ask. A friend of mine who wants you all to maybe show some love and support. He's a really good person. Man, if it's someone that you recommend, Skids, we're all in. Lucy says, I have, you've all seen my nasty, but I've gotten so much better. I can add two things to that. Even in your nastiest, you're a sweet person. You know that, Lucy? What's up, L Dog? Even at your worst, you are still a truly, truly deep and caring person. And you have, man, I have seen big changes. What's up, L Dog? Somebody really says, here's the last photo of me. Last photo of me, chat hitting the like button. It says, actually, I'm not sure if it'll work on a vertical screen. I do it the next time you're horizontal. I'm never horizontal that I'm aware of. If I am, it's all by accident. Sissy says, indeed, and we can totally relate. Hey, Captain Jesus. Good evening, Yogi and chat. Good evening to you. Kat says, imagine this could be our last go-around. I think I got one more left. Maybe two. But hey, I don't know. A lot can be done in a short amount of time. Imagine if you truly, truly committed. And I'm pretty committed. I can't think of anything else that I actually want other than, and I'm not talking about awakening, I'm not talking about enlightenment. I can't think of anything I want than a life of kindness and forgiveness. I want that deep, deep inner peace, unshakable, because you know that everything is forgiven even before anything actually happens. And if anyone ever wants to talk about that forgiveness, remember it's a different type of forgiveness. I know a lot of people have the I can't forgive this, I can't forgive that. We all have a list of unforgivables. But everything's forgivable. And for your peace of mind and for a truly loving heart, everything needs to be forgiven. But again, it's a different type of forgiveness. Eldog says, Yogi Wan Kenobi. I think that's my favorite nickname. Zephyr says, we learn every day. We do. We're going to see if that works. That link. Lucy says, thank you, Yogi Eric, but when I look back, I don't feel I was sweet. I saw me feisty in attack mode. I'm not going to lie. You were feisty and you were in attack mode. But the worst you ever said to me, Lucy, was, I'm going to agree to disagree. And we always stayed friends. And you always reached out to me. I never, never once doubted your friendship. Sorry. My cat just headbutted me. Hey, the link worked. Trixie Og, and I am now subscribed. Hey, if you guys want, if you click on the link that Skits put, he's actually live right now. Trix, gonna head on over and say Skits sent you. You can come on back if you want. He might be more entertaining than me. Chances are, he was probably more entertaining than me. But if you want, go on over. Let him know that Skits sent you. He's at 128 subscribers, so let's see, maybe we can get him a few more subs. Maybe says, does it let me click link on here, Skits? But if it pops up in chat, I'll subscribe to him for sure. Huh, funny, because it worked for me. Shirley says, I lied. Your friend came up now. Somebody says, daily reminder to drink water. That's a good reminder, especially this time of year. 95 degrees today. Shirley says, running his playlist Skits. Anna says, good evening, Captain Jesus. RW says, thanks, Tony, for reminding me to drink the water. Hey, L-Dog. Oh, yeah, you're right. L-Dog says you're on PC, Yogi. Yeah, that's true. You know, L-Dog, it occurred to me, I've never asked you about your workouts. What kind of workouts do you like to do? Says you're a good friend, Yogi Eric. I try to be. It's important to me to be. RW says, I love you, Yogi. Thank you for always being there for us. Thank you, RW. That was a sweet thing to say, my friend. I really appreciate it quite a bit. It's a good sense of love. Hey, let's see. So, Trix, aka Baron. In about 10 minutes, guys, I gotta get water, which means I gotta leave someone in charge. L-Dog says, I do normal workouts, I think, but I want to do what Gravity Core do. Like I use a barbell. Well, he does a pretty good mix, doesn't he? I know he's been getting in a ton of Mike Tyson's. I watched a video today on Hindu calisthenics. Some of the greatest wrestlers in the world, Middle Eastern, particularly Iranians and the Indians for a long time. I used to do a version of their workout. I used to do Hindu squats and Hindu push-ups, quite a few every day. L-Dog says, yeah, it looks like good cardio. But of course, you know, he does a fair amount of barbell work too. I know he does squats and deadlifts. So here's what I was going to read from A Course in Miracles. I'm going to drop it in the link. Drop it in the chat. Sorry. Overhead press used to be my favorite lift too. I was actually stronger overhead. Give me 1 second, guys. I was actually stronger overhead than I was in my bench. I could bench more, but comparatively speaking, the overhead press was stronger. So this is from the workbook from A Course in Miracles, and I'm going to pin it. The teacher, Marianne Williamson, said, yes, this as a morning prayer. If we would say, today I would make no decisions on my own, we could say that to God, to Jesus, to Krishna, to Buddha, to the universe, to the Tao, to Mother Mary. Today I would make no decisions on my own today. God, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say and to whom? And of course, my favorite, Give me 1 second. Imagine if this system for the day. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him, capital H, who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. So as I go out into the world with the intent of healing, I myself will be healed. And healing in this context wouldn't be anything more than asking for that miracle, which is a shift of perception. Can I see this person in my life differently? Picture without getting political, picture your least favorite politician, regardless. I almost said irregardless because I like that word. Regardless of the side of the political aisle we happen to be on, picture your least favorite political person, political figure. You can close your eyes and picture him or her, as the case may be. And when you get a clear picture, feel on everything that you feel about this person. Ask for the miracle. I would like to see otherwise. I would like to see this person as they truly are. I would like to see. And then just keep looking deeper. Look past the labels, look past the circumstances, look past the political stance, look past the appearance, look deeper and deeper and deeper still, and watch your perception change. And as that perception changes, everything changes. Everything changes. And you can do that with, I use politicians just because we're such a politically divided country nowadays. But you can do that with anyone in your life. The person who is, that you hold as an impossibility for forgiveness to take place. Don't try to forgive. Just ask. Can I see this person differently? Can I see this situation? Can I see this event? I'll give you one more. Lesson 155 from the Course says, I will step back and let him lead the way. So this is really what's being called for, is a life of surrender. And all that we're surrendering is an illusion. We're asking to live the reality of reality while we navigate through a world of illusions. I don't think I could. Hey, Duncan. Like I said, I thought that was a bad word here. Politics. Well, politicians. We're not talking particular politics. We're not taking sides. We're just talking about how politics is used as a means of division. Old Dog says active healing can be taken advantage of by people with bad intent. Use the healing to continue to do bad. Interesting. Never concern yourself with what other people can and can't do. is my thought, because now that limits you, and you're unlimited. So why put a boundary on yourself? If you take the stance that you are here to heal and to be healed, you're untouchable. You're literally untouchable because you have that unshakable peace of mind, that undivided heart. No one can take you out of that. No one. That's why the Buddha had that smile of serenity on his face. And that is why Jesus forgave from the cross. And that's why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita said, you do your duty. That's right, I said duty. You do your duty, not for the benefit of the fruition of the action, but for the action itself, surrendering everything else to God. Duncan, how you doing? Hey, Danny. Is Danny here? I don't think Danny's here. Lisa says, I don't really even pay attention to politics. I dive in and out, but nowadays I dive in lightly. I don't stay there. So, yeah, we really, when we're in that place where we're only here, when we realize, I'm only here to be kind. I'm only here to be truly helpful. We can't, a lot of people are like, well, aren't you going to be taken advantage of? Nope. Doesn't mean being kind does not mean you don't have discernment. Duncan says hi to Lucy. L-Dog said to forgive someone if you use empathy, use them as someone's child, as your child. Would you want your child to treat them this way? With that in mind, you can forgive and help anyone. That was beautiful, L-Dog. Absolutely beautiful. Shirley says, Yogi, tell Duncan how great you're kettlebelling. Duncan visits. I don't think he's made a live in a while, but he does watch them. Always leaves great comments. Duncan's definitely my mentor. So, hey, actually, Duncan, one thing I haven't mentioned, and Shirley, thank you for reminding me. I have made a short jump to the 20 kilograms. Probably. Oh, Shirley says he just asked you. Did he? I'm sorry, I missed it. Oh, there it is. Not bad. How's the kettlebell progress? Thank you, Shirley. It is. It's going well. Like I said, I jumped up to the 20s. A little rough. Some movements are better than the others. 20 kilograms is 44 pounds. Anna says, hey to Duncan. Duncan says, hey, Anna. I think Shirley meant that he was going to be choked out, Nightmare. Dan was going to gently put him in a sleeper hold. They are purple too, but they're a different shade of purple. Actually, right now, because these kettlebells are about 20 some years old, they are rusty purple. All right. I gotta go get some water, guys. Take my supplement. Last night, to Surprisingly good effect. I put Skits in charge, and he kept things in order. Tonight, I'm going to see if that theory works as well. It is a little early, about 10 minutes early. Hey, L Dog, you going to be hanging out? Remind me in 10 minutes to get some water. Duncan, how are your workouts going? Have you put in effect the what are you going to do different to get your reps, to get a PR? Duncan says, how do you define the 20s? Heavy. I found them heavy. You know what? It's not a huge jump from 18 to 20, but it felt huge. I'm actually okay in the one arm snatch. Making pretty quick progress, surprisingly. This says, wait, is Yogi going for water? I am going for water. I'm going to get water and then I'm going to bring it back to take my supplement. Eldok says, Yogi, why you choose kettlebell over barbell? I worked out with the barbell for a long, long time. Olympic lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding before that. And when I got my first kettlebell, it was just going to be doing stuff like swings. Well, I still did my barbell, but I still did Olympic lifting. And I just found that I liked it. And then I got into kettlebell sport, which is what I trained for. So I do barbell squats now, trying to get my form back. I haven't seriously squatted in 20 years. And then for a long time, I was only doing kettlebell squats, which are a shallow movement designed to help mimic the jerk motion for kettlebell sport training, or mobility squats, goblet squats. But now I'm going to try to get, I don't want to go super heavy, but heavy enough. I wouldn't mind getting my body weight for 20 reps, which used to be pretty easy, but it says, yep, I am getting water. It says, my plan is to keep all you crazy people in check, Shirley. This is why I went to Skits. So the wheels fell off. The wheel fell off the bus. Did you put them back on? I'm away at the moment. I had a couple of dodgy nights sleep, working late, then traveling, then heat. Kept the effort high, though. No one pushes like Duncan. Duncan, though, I've never seen you. When I watch this, am I going to be able to tell? Am I going to be able to tell? Sorry, I'm smiling at L Dog's comment. That was funny. Obviously, it's not working, L Dog. I'm not getting my money's worth. How long have I been taking this supplement when you've been showing up to help me? Not a single hair has grown in all this time. So, Duncan, would I be able to tell that the wheels are off just by watching it without you saying so? Shirley jumps in on the act. L Dog, his hair, his ear and nose hair is coming in great. Yep, I'm actually parting it to the side. Got a nice flow going. I'm hoping the two are going to meet, and then I'm going to flip it over the head. Emma says, I did notice some more hair. See what you started, L Dog? All right, let me get my water. Skits, are you here? That is a crazy come over. But hey, here's my theory. If you got it, comb it over. If you got it, wherever the hair shows up, comb it over. Kat, you still here? What do you think of that theory? Kat has seen old videos of me a couple years ago. Duncan remembers when I had a ponytail. It was my COVID shutdown ponytail. Everything was shut down. And I used to wonder, like George Carlin, the old hippie, balding with a ponytail, could have pulled that look off. If you were to ask Kat, she would say, no, you cannot pull that look off. Now, I had a ponytail my entire life almost. But then when I started losing hair, I decided I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to shave it off. George was a genius, for sure. So he could get away with it. Me, I was just an old balding guy with a ponytail. Thank you, L Dog. If you go back to my early burpee videos, you'll see me with the ponytail. Kat says you lost hair. You didn't tell me. I never mentioned that before. I lost a couple, but they were very valuable to me. Duncan says a comb over I thought was universally known as Bobby Charlton, a famous Manchester United and England footballer in the 60s and 70s. I haven't heard of him. Is anyone else getting a buffering? Squirrel wants to know. Oh no, this is after with Kat. As is Shirley. Kat says, hit the thumbs up, y'all. All right, I'm going to go get my water. I'm going to take my supplement. Skits, are you there? Kat said no. No? Sup time. If Skits is here, he's in charge. Not the comb over. Skits, you know what to do. I was pretty close. That's why I shaved my head. I was combing my hair back in a ponytail, and I distinctly heard myself think, if I only combed it over a little bit this way, no one would even notice. As soon as you say that, you got to do something. And I took out my razors. Kat says, I'm in charge. I don't know why I said no, but I am in charge. What's going to happen when I come back? Who's going to be in charge? Basically, hair grown over at the side of the head, be combed over the top. That's living the dream. Nightmare says, Kat scares me. I vote for Skits. If Kat really scared you, wouldn't you vote for Kat? Pigtail. You all there is video proof of that. It was a ponytail. It was a thick, luxurious ponytail. Even ponies would look at me and go, damn, that's one hell of a ponytail. Ponies would follow me around. Hey, Abigail. I think you might have went to bed, Abigail. Everyone's scared of me. Everything will be fine, Yogi. Skid says, wait, I'm not scary too. My whole image is ruined. I'm sorry, your stomach hurts. All right, I'll be back. I'm hesitant. No talking about my ponytail while I'm gone. And it was a ponytail. It was not a pigtail. There we go. I'm back. What happened? Scoots went back to the dark side. Turn my back for a second. Next time, Nightmare, you're in charge. Wait a minute. I put Nitro. I was about to give Nightmare a promotion, and I see his comment. Let's cause some chaos, and he gives an evil laugh. All right. I guess it's going to have to be Lucy in charge from now on. Cat says, everybody flooded the room. Cat with a piggy tail? Ponytail. Nightmare, they're blaming you. You have every right to be afraid of Cat. Cat says, and I do not project my guilt upon others. Do you be quiet? The abuse that I'm taking. Shirley says, I need more water. we weren't that. Wait a minute. Even Shirley participated in this? I find that hard to believe. I guess we're going to have to go with L-Dog from now on, because you don't mess with a guy who's got L-Dog of War in his name. L-Dog says, I watch them all instigate each other. They're clearly bad influences on each other. Lucy's laughing. I'm the Mofo princess in charge. I am your princess sitting pretty on her throne. My go-to person from now on. Officially. Sorry, my cat's doing something weird. Hey, before I forget, L-Dog, that was a really insightful comment on empathy. Very much appreciate you saying that. Duncan says, better than hair grown long from the beard, or even from the lower regions. That would be one heck of a comb over. I have no hair on my back, fortunately. Shirley says, I want your bill. No. Skits. I'm going to say no. I'm not opening myself up for abuse. Cat says, he's not scary. It's not like it's L-Dog. But wait a minute. I don't know. I think if I put L-Dog and Lucy together, a formidable team. Where's my sheriff when I need her? Where's my governor when I need him? Nightmare says, even the cat was misbehaving, Yogi. The cat started twerking for the live before you were gone. My innocent cat. I find that hard to believe. She's not so innocent. I do believe it. Cat says, phew. Shirley says, Yogi, I was wondering, actually, usually men with arm hair like yours also have back hair. I do not have back hair. Hair on the arms, but not the back. Hair on the chest, but not the stomach. L-Dog says, Yogi, it took me a while to get to that stage of awakening. Hey, what do you think brought you there? Big Al says, did someone say, Governor, I needed you, Big Al. This place has been in literal chaos without you. Lisa says, "Hey, Big Al. Things are going to change now. Big Al is here." Cat says, "Few again." Al Dog says, "Yo, Tiny Al." We get a salute to the governor. Skid says, "I can't even grow a beard." Cat says, "Yogi is not Jace." Oh, with the back hair? Jace doesn't have back hair, does he? Skid says, "I don't hairs on my chest." Dog says, "Yogi, I lack empathy. I had to search for an understanding." So that's an interesting comment. What did you do? For one, what made you search? Why did you want to search for empathy? Cat says, "Yogi, what are you going on about? Anyway, to Big Al, nothing's been going on here. Everything is fine. Trust your sweet tomato. Everything is fine." Big Al, do you buy that? Sorry, and I said tomato and not tomato. She's trying to butter you up, Big Al. Hey, Trix, how are you? Did I say that right? Simple says hi to Trix. Shirley says, "Skits, I have some of my coffee. It grows hair on your chest." Don't tell Jace. Nightmare says, "Me either, Skits. And when I try, I look homeless." Cat says, "No, I just mean I don't think you can be goaded into taking off your shirt to prove something." Nope. Oddly enough, though, all of my burpee workouts I did without a shirt on. You can't do it with kettlebells, though, because as you sweat, you need the shirt to provide friction to keep your elbows from sliding, and then the bells slide down, and then you've lost gravity works against you. Trick says, "Yes, you said it right, brother. I'm very well, thank you. And hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Hope you're doing great too. So, welcome in. You're friends with Skits. So, let me say that, give me 1 second. Any friend of Skits is definitely a friend of ours. I'm going to mod you up, my friend. Sometimes we wait a while, or we wait a little bit. Sometimes right away, sometimes a few days. But again, Skits has spoken highly of you. And there you go. Make it easy for you to reach out to people and they can reach out to you. Skit says, "Everyone be sure to sub to my sub to Tricks. He's a very good person. He's family." I did right off the bat. Big Al says, "Oh, even better." To Cat. Eldog says, "Yogi, it's hard to explain." So how do you feel now, Eldog? Do you feel that you've gained a sense of empathy? Empathy is a natural quality. but it can be diminished because we form a protective shell over ourselves. We're told at a very young age who we should be, what should we do, who should we like, who we should dislike, who might be harmful to us. And then we are told again at a very young age that we're different. Imagine how beautiful everyone is in that young innocence that we have. There's no distinctions that can be made. No child at a certain age looks at another and says, that's not the way you should look. Or if something is mentioned, it's done in pure innocence and without a single thought of malice. But then, as the ego begins kicking in, we start making these distinctions. And that's when we draw that empathy inwards to care as they get hurt. Duncan says empathy starts with yourself and your own dungeon programming. Skip says, thanks everyone, you're welcome. Big Al says, I have a ton of sympathy. It's empathy that I lack. I used to lack. So what do you do as far as empathy, Big Al? For Buddhism, specific meditations to gain compassion and empathy. They liken it to a muscle. We're born with it, and yet without it being used, the muscle weakens. L-Dog says, when I look into someone's eyes, see their pain, and it makes me sad. It's beautiful, L-Dog. And L-Dog said, that's true, Yogi. So that's why Buddhism has very specific, and I've given this meditation to quite a few. Metta, M-E-T-T-A, which is Pali, the original language of the Buddha, and that means loving kindness. Big Al says, sorry, Yogi, I was reading some of the chat. I missed, what did you ask me? Oh, I was asking you about empathy. When did because you said you had sympathy, but you lacked empathy. How did you notice that you lacked empathy? And what did you do? Because you used it in the past tense. So what did you do to develop that empathy? It's also called the Tonglong, T-O-N-G-L-O-N, another Buddhist specific to Tibetan Buddhism, taking on someone's pain. Very deep and powerful practice. Do not practice it. Be discriminate when you practice it. Let me bring it up real quick. Tonglong meditation, meaning giving and taking in Tibetan, is a practice aimed at cultivating compassion by visualizing and taking in the suffering of others on the in-breath and giving out healing and happiness on the out-breath. It is a way to confront difficult emotions and experiences, both one's own and those of others, with kindness and openness. It is very difficult to take on someone's pain. Don't start with it. Don't start with it. It could be overwhelming. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so don't start with that. But you can start with metta, the loving kindness meditation. And as that loving kindness begins to build up, then you switch to the Tonglong practice. So I'm interested. Let's see. She says Sniper went down the rabbit hole of NITF and Sigma personality types for a minute. You guys ever do any work on the Emagram? Eldog says, "We're closer to Buddhism than I thought." Buddhism resonates with a lot of people, and it did for me for quite some time. And I still have a fondness for it. But it was again the simplicity and elegance of the practice of A Course in Miracles and the lifestyle of yoga. I still, I got yoga practice. Big Al says, well, it sounds ironic because I was serving, so my life wasn't in the hand of others. So your life was in the hand of others. And vice versa. But I disliked everyone. I hated all those around me, but weirdly, cared for those I served with. It says, interesting. What's that, Skits? Well, how was your workout, Abigail? Big Al says, but basically I had to grieve my Nan passing, which took me genuine years. I still have the days where I despise people. Those are the days where I don't post or join streams because I don't want to. Kat says, I was like that, Big Al. Abigail says, love you, Kat. That breaks my heart a little bit to hear both Kat, and I've talked to Kat about this, and Big Al. But when I say break my heart, it don't necessarily mean in a bad way. Just it breaks open a bit because of the pain and suffering that was involved for you guys being in that position, and the fact that you both took this step when you didn't have to heal, to be different. Not everyone does what you guys did. For some, it doesn't even become a glimmer of an idea within their head that they can do such a thing. Kat lives a heartfelt life. And for someone who at that point, what Kat was saying, and then to be able to live the heartfelt life that she does now. And I think probably everyone here in this live stream has been on the live stream when Big Al's been up. You know what a truly good person he is. Again, you guys doing that, no one made you take those steps. That was all you. And it says, what sort of workout did you do, Abigail? This is just a conversation, you having a loving love, listening and taking it all in. This is never get angry. Me, practically a monk. I'm being drawn out of my extreme monkness. Still there. Pippa says, surely maybe I'm considering myself as the architect without the Sigma. Trick says, thanks for the subs. I will sub back. Yeah, me and Skits are bros here. He's a great artist in person too. Agreed. I think she knew. I can't speak to Kat, but I think she knew what you meant, Big Al. So sorry, Kat, that sounds insensitive. About not just me in the sense that we have something in common. So it doesn't sound right, but I hope you get what I mean. Trick says, thanks for modding me up too. You said, Skits spoke extremely highly of you. Kat says, yes, Big Al, it was meant as you took it. No worries. I love you. Eldog says, when Yogi gets mad, the devil hides. Trying to think when I truly got mad. When my mom was suffering from Alzheimer's, I got extremely mad at my brother and my sister for perceived insensitivity. Milka would insist that in all the years together, she saw me get mad at her once. She said it was scary because I didn't say anything. I didn't act a certain way, but it was, I guess, the look, not directed towards her. I don't think that was it. Nightmare says, remember that one time you threw a shoe at the camera, Yogi? He didn't throw it at the camera, Nightmare. I was throwing it at you. The camera just happened to be there. You were saved by the camera and the fact that you were an ocean away. Big Al says, I love you also, Cat. L-Dog said, anger is a silent killer. It is. It is. That's why forgiveness comes into play. Let me read something from the Course. Skid says, you're too kind. Tricks, brother. You're truly a professional artist, and you inspire me every day. The journey you're on makes me so proud of you. Keep it up. Use that inspiration. Skits. Cat says, I so agree, L-Dog. Big Al says, see you all tomorrow, friends. See you, Big Al. We're going to go too in just a minute, but I want to read something. You keep hearing me saying my favorite lessons, my favorite lessons. But I love reading this. And I never read the whole thing. I don't think I have to. This is lesson 122. Lesson 122 says, forgiveness offers everything that I want. What could you want forgiveness cannot give you? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of shore protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that never can be hurt? Repeat that. A gentleness that can never be hurt. Your strength doesn't lie in force, it lies in gentleness. That's where power lies. There's a difference between power and force. Force never gets you anywhere, power gets you everywhere. Force is short term, power is everything. You want a deep, abiding comfort and a rest so perfect it can never be upset. All this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake. It gives you joy in which to meet the day. Use your forehead while you sleep and rest upon your eyelids so that no dreams of fear, evil, and malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. I remember that's when everything clicked, reading that. I had picked up the Course, put it aside, picked up the Course, put it aside for a long, long time. Sometimes I would make it, maybe up to 100 or close to 100 in the work lessons and then put it aside. Sometimes I wouldn't get out of the first 10 or the first dozen or the first half dozen. But one day I finally made up to 122 and I thought, this is it. How could I want anything more than that? I'd been chasing enlightenment my entire life. Deep yogic practice, deep meditation, big dives into Buddhism, other mystical Christianity, all kinds of stuff. psychedelics. And I knew when I read that, lesson 122, none of that other stuff was going to take me where I wanted to go. Forgiveness would. Here's a little prayer that goes with it. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. If you don't like the word God, just change it with the Tao, change it with Buddha consciousness, change it to Krishna. Hey, Heavenly Star, how are you, my friend? She says, Big Al, I don't know if civilians can comprehend what you experienced in the military. Salute, Governor, for real, for real. I think you're right about that, Shirley. My uncles who were served in World War II, both of them were at the concentration camps, liberating. Never talked about it, but if the subject came up, you saw how quiet they would get. My father, who was on a mine sweep when he was 17 in the South Pacific in World War II, never engaged in heavy battle. There was, some stuff, but he saw some of the victims, Hiroshima. And of course, Mocha was in Iraq. She did not do any fighting, but when you're in Iraq, in a time of war, you saw the effects. You experienced the effects. And of course, there was bombings, there was shelling. You had to seek shelter. So yeah, you're right about that, Shirley. Kat says a happier dream. Yes, a happier dream. And when you're in that happier dream, as Kat alluded to earlier, the last go round, maybe one after. So he says, my second fiance was in Nam. His whole helicopter got shot down. Wow. Hey, Stitch. So we'll wrap things up in just a minute. Stitch says, I'm in a restaurant with family, but I can't hang out. But I can't hang out until my food comes out. Stitch says hi to Anna. Kat says, Stitchy, I'm so glad you're here. Bring the sunshine with you. I sure do love you. Stitch is so easy to love, isn't she? Lucy sends the vibes, unicorn vibes. Stitch says, love you too, Kat. Trick says, correct, Pharrell. Age just a number, and the internet is a wild place. Anything is possible. Hey, Skits, I love reading how inspired you sound right now. In my opinion, Skits, you're meant to do this. You are meant to make music. Dog says, as much as I can see pain in eyes, I can also see evil too. My suggestion would sometimes it's mixed. Trick says, Yogi, great stream, brother. Dropping gems. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. And we'll keep helping your channel grow as much as possible. So, L-Dog, if you keep looking, you will see that evil dissipates the more you're able to see love. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Kat says, "Hey Yogi, thank you for being such a beautiful mirror. And I love you. I love you too, Kat. And thank you. The same. Thank you for the same." Zippa says, "The energy transfer is WC skits." Abigail says, "Never give up on yourself." Thank you, Abigail. Get some unicorn vibes. Abigail says, "We're going to keep on pushing." Skit says, "Much love, Yokester, Tricks, Chat. You're all inspiring and make me reflect from my heart." So I'm going to offer one more thing before we go on that thought of nature being mixed with good or love being mixed with hate. That which is true cannot mix with an illusion. It's an impossibility. If you know fact that everything that you see, everything is a perception, and that the perceptionary world is caused by our projections, meaning there's no outward evil, there's only thoughts projected by the ego that lend themselves to evil, but are not evil in and of themselves, because evil in and of itself doesn't exist. In this world, we certainly do experience the effects of thoughts of evil. That doesn't make them real. That means that they're believed. In the absence of a belief in evil, it disappears. In the absence of a belief of love, there is still love. There's always love, and there's only love. That's the difference. And you can investigate that for yourself. You can dive deep in your heart and see what is everlasting and what shifts, what changes. Have you ever seen anywhere in the world where someone was labeled evil only to turn around and do something amazingly good? And all of a sudden we say, well, this person was evil, but now they're good. Perception. Perception can change. Reality doesn't change. Reality is that which is constant. Is an illusion of the reality through perception. Is an illusion of the reality through perception. I'm not sure I'm getting the question 100%. Oh, is it the reality through perception? No. It can never be confused with reality. However, it does not mean that we don't suffer the effects of what we believe. A belief isn't reality, it's just a belief. But we can certainly, again, feel, suffer, live, exist within the effects of it. Think of tricks. Pippa says love is a canvas. It's always there under all that pain or beautiful that portraits on the surface. I love that metaphor. Awesome metaphor. We could go back to the metaphor, to the analogy of the ocean. So as a wave crests from the ocean, and it might crest in a way that another wave might look at it and think, well, that wave has truly lost touch with reality. It's evil, it's bad. Eventually, the wave crashes back into the ocean, loses that identity of its waveness, and is just ocean. So, where does evil go? Where does an evil wave go? Just doesn't exist. Just ocean, just love. All right. With that, just love is a good way to end any conversation. And I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. If you're around 5 a.m., if not, you know the regular schedule. I will be live streaming workout tomorrow. Star says, hi to Brother Skits. Skits says, Heavenly Sis, I love you. I'm always here for you. Never be scared. Okay, I'm with you every step of the way, as we all are. Absolutely. Good night, L Dog. L Dog, thank you for sharing so much tonight. Very much appreciate that. See you, Lucy. Yep, so come on by for the workout tomorrow if you want. All right, take care.